Ready?
Yep.
Welcome, kindred spirits. I am here today with Andrea, who, her partner Chad, and two of their friends were my rescuers when I literally dug myself into a hole in the beach just north of where we are right now. Beautiful Baja California surf. And they have allowed me to stay here for the past couple of days to kind of recharge a little bit and detail all the sand that I probably am never going to be able to get out of my van.
Nope.
And of course, when Andrea and I started talking, she told me the story about manifesting that I felt that you needed to hear. So the theme today is about manifesting. And Andrea, would you say that The Price is Right was the turning point where you really?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. All of my forces, visualization and will brought me to get on that show and ultimately win. But I really, after that, it was when I first was like, wow, I think, there's something to this for sure.
Good. Okay. So why The Price is Right?
Because it was my favorite show growing up.
Oh, really?
And yeah, absolutely. And my aunt lives really close to the studio. So, and she had visited me not too long before that. My dad was on his way out onto the different planes of the universe. And after he left, I wanted to visit her. She wanted to have me come down. And I said, hey, what do you think about going on The Price is Right? And I said, what do you think about going on The Price is Right with the, and we say that, I love right now, because that was the mantra. My mantra was, let's go on The Price is Right and talk about, just say I love right now. She goes, well, let's bring The Price is Right into it. So I made up a mashup, and I made shirts that said, I love The Price is Right now.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, you kind of there a little bit of their logo. Everyone makes shirts, and, and when we walked in, they saw that I had made a shirt, so they put my name on the list, and I think that bumped me up, and then I ended up making it onto the show. Or actually, excuse me, let me go back. I ended up making it, the little interview, and they ask you how, you get about 2 seconds to say who you are. And I said, I'm Andrea and I love right now, and I think that might have ended up getting me on the show. Something a little clever.
Yeah.
And
it just came up, right? It just came out.
Well, it's my mantra. It's a mantra I've had for many years that also kind of changed the energy and vibration of my life and direction of my life as well. So I kind of brought that with me. That energy with me when I was visiting my aunt and watched the shows, looked at all the audience members, really tried to figure out how we could get on. And I made the shirts, took all week. I'd never done that before, so I just handmade them, and that was rather fun and kind of frustrating. My real good friend Tom came with us, and we brought donuts into, and tried to bribe our way onto the show with donuts, and so it worked, it worked. But I do remember really thinking, visualizing, closing my eyes, and it was like a 24/7 for a week before, because we went on my last day. I was actually flying out that afternoon.
Oh my gosh, no pressure.
No, I know. I mean, I think all three of us thought one of us would get on, but nobody, I barely made the flight. Made the flight. It was so funny. Anyway, so yeah, it proved to be true that manifests. If you visualize and you have a focus and you set an intention, then energy will.
What was your reaction when you won?
I'm gonna have to do what it was. We had practiced this, and and jumping up and down, and but just, yeah.
But you were really but really, that's what you were feeling.
It was the most exhilarating thing that has ever happened to me. It was the best and most exhilarating thing that has ever happened to me in my life. I'm kind of getting numb going there right now. It's been almost 10 years.
Wow.
And it was quite the experience. You know, it's very exhilarating. It goes really fast. It's, you know, you just don't, it's all a blur when it's all said and done. The next thing I knew, I was filling out paperwork and, you know, in the back of the game show, and not driving away with the car, which I thought I would, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered if you missed your flight.
No, yeah, that's so true. I'll never forget when we got to the airport. Tom gets out and he's like, this girl just won the Price is Right. He's like screaming to all of the people around the airport. No, everyone was just like.
And what were you doing?
I was like just still in a daze. It was such a trip, and I was losing my voice already, you know, from just screaming and laughing and the exhilaration of it all. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever watched the show?
Oh yeah. It's the most embarrassing thing.
Oh, why is it
I
embarrassing?
get embarrassed every time I see it because I was sweating on national television, and I about like dropped dead when I saw that. And it's been something I you know, have learned and grown from, and had to get over my ego. Everyone sweats, you know.
I'm sweating
and
right now.
it was terribly hot there, and it was so exciting, you know. And I was visiting my aunt, and I forgot where I put my deodorant, so I borrowed hers, and
didn't work.
it was her dry idea was only an idea. It's just an idea.
So did you keep the car and what else did you win?
No, I won a game room. I won a shuffleboard table and a pool table, a very nice game room, a dartboard, and a Mazda, like M2 or something like that. You know, a low end model car. And no, I sold it all. I sold it all, and I turned it all. I took the cash that I got from it, and I started a little food trailer business.
Wow.
Yeah, called the Super Wagon.
Super Wagon.
Super Wagon. Yep, I believe it's still. I've sold it now, but I do believe that it's still going in Reno, Nevada. Yeah. So
that's something that you had thought about for a long time, or
no? I just was at a point in my life where I was ready to start a business. I wanted to do something with that. I knew I didn't want to keep the car. I had 2 cars, and I didn't have any space for the pool table, so I knew I was going to sell them. And I wanted to turn that money around and turn it into something maybe fun, pissing away, what they say. So I did that, and it was great. You know, my partner and I ran a lovely little food trailer for about 4 years, almost 5 years, and then my next best manifestation was, well, actually, The Price is Right was the best manifestation, but it still kind of leads into the next part of my life where we had built a business and decided that we didn't want to do it anymore, and that we were ready to move on. And so we manifested the next person to take over, and she just showed right up when I kind of spoke out, you know, exactly what I wanted into the universe. The universe answered with a phone call 2 days ago, and it was exactly everything that I literally came out of my mouth.
Oh,
so I think there's something serious to not just visualizing it, but to even saying it out loud as well.
Oh,
if you really want it, you know.
Right.
You visualize it, you say it out loud, and you really want it. I really believe that you'll get it. And you also have to work hard.
The vibration of our voices is vibration too. So yeah, I can see.
Yep, puts it out there. So we ended up selling it all and moving into a tiny motorhome and started to travel. And that whole process didn't take very long, and we just knew we wanted to hit the road, and that's what we did. And life has just kind of taken us
To this beautiful little slice of heaven right here.
to this little beautiful slice of heaven right here.
Okay, Imogene, everybody, you said you did your protection. Come on. You're kind of in the middle of something. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Windy in Baja in the winter.
What are you manifesting now?
It's interesting you ask because I honestly, when we get here after working, it's kind of nice to just settle down and not have to be in constant manifest mode and like thinking about. It's nice to be present in the moment.
Yes, I love right now.
I didn't wear this on purpose today. I promise. It just happened.
Well, that's the way things work. That's the way things work in my world. So that's why you're a kindred spirit. Because
exactly. Well, I mean, and I do believe that absolutely kindred spirits, and we found each other.
Yes.
Yes. Just via another kindred spirit, of course.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. That's right. I only had Andrea's phone number because I did travel. I had someone that I met at Burning Van at the beginning of the year, over the new year, and she was coming down here and had been coming down here for years and years. So she is my first friend that I met in Baja. Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
She's your first?
She's my
my
first
gosh.
friend and the first one that I kept in contact with.
Oh,
and
no kidding.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
She's just fabulous. Like, she totally took me under her wing and just kind of guided us down here, and we stayed one night in this beautiful place here, at the very end, I think I was getting ready we were getting ready to take off. You were just like, hey, would you like my number just in case? And I said yes. And hooey, am I so glad it did, because...
Yeah. Well, me too. I mean, we're happy to... It's kind of a thing that we like to do here is help. If the people like the friends that helped you the other day, that helped pull you out with their car, they keep those things in their car to see if anyone needed any help along the way. And that's just the attitude that people have down here, Mexican or not, you know. It's just, you take that on when you're out. And so, and I gave you my number, and I couldn't not come through for you.
Oh.
So and it was out of my wheelhouse. I don't know how to say tow truck or know any real, tow truck issues around here. I just called a friend, so that was really nice. But ultimately, she's given me a gift in return as well, by giving me my master teacher, Reiki master teacher.
Oh, me! You're talking about me.
Yes, knowing her, I didn't just help her. She also gave me a gift, and that's...
It's always that Mobius. It's always that giving and receiving. Yeah. Andrea mentioned that she was a Reiki master, and just through logistics and stuff like that, she hadn't learned how to give an attunement to initiate somebody to Reiki lineage, and so obviously she is a teacher. So I'm happy to have done it.
Thank you so much.
Very honored.
Yes, me too.
That means we're doing for...
We are. I have
Eternity.
3 Reiki masters now.
Oh,
you're my latest.
I'm the newest one.
Yeah.
We can't have too many kindred spirits in the
No,
house.
we can't have too many. You can't have too many people in a high vibration either. We need that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I feel like. What I'm doing out here is highlighting that there are a lot of people out here actually manifesting what they want.
Yep. You meet them along the way, all up and down the peninsula, and all kinds too. All kinds of people like yourself who have wouldn't think you were doing this 5 years ago. Myself included, and then people who, just all kinds of different people who've just left the matrix to see what's out there.
Right. Just kind of
And be brave.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot to that, and there's a lot of space for unplugging down here and getting connected with everything, with the desert and the sea and the oasis. Everything has to. I just think there's just so much impact that one can have with a simple life. We don't need all the junk and all the stuff and all the useless material crap. We need time to enjoy our lives.
Yes.
I mean, and when you get on that vibration, it feels right. I don't think you should work yourself to your death.
Yeah, you don't get the sense that that's what being in these physical bodies is. That's the purpose.
No.
Love and be loved.
Absolutely. When you realize the depth of unhappiness that a 9-to-5 or worse, or the day-to-day grind can bring, it's just when you realize how happy your life can be, there's a big change.
There is. And it's often having been someone who has suffered from depression in those depths, it's hard to think that there is any way out than what I was seeing right in front of me, that there was anything different to it. So, and so I feel that these type of conversations that I'm trying to have is maybe serving as like a little beacon of, we're all just ordinary people. We're not doing anything that a human being is not capable of doing.
And that's what's so great about when we live in a community that also has a campground, and seeing and meeting travelers that come through here, and just kind of really seeing where people are at these days is really interesting, and how they went about it.
Yeah.
And what direction they're headed now.
Right. Are most of them chill, or are there? Well, it's
people
probably
that decide to come down here are pretty chill. I'd say you have to be chill to drive this desert peninsula. It's not California.
It is definitely
it's a different country.
It's definitely not. Definitely not.
And to do it solo is very brave. And my hat's off to you.
Well,
and she made a really adventurous decision. But what did I teach her? Well, you just kind of went, I'll just go down this road, without kind of looking into
this
it a little
this
bit.
is what I've learned from Andrea. Walk.
Should have walked it.
Should have walked it. Should have walked it.
Everyone that comes here should learn from that.
Yes, I have. I promise. I'm for sure going to probably call you again, and it's not going to be to come and rescue me out of sand.
No, it's because you're coming to stay, and I need to make a reservation for you.
Yes, that's really good. Well, thank you so
you're welcome.
so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Let's have a hug.
Yes, let's do a hug.
Oh, let's do it heart to heart.
Okay. Oh yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Now, son.
Glad.
All right.
Hi. I cannot believe that I am getting somebody's taking drone footage of me.